to the Jira Life, the place to find news, events, and interviews with the Atlassian community's movers and shakers. Because we didn't choose the Jira Life chose us. Thank you to Revise for backing us up and making the Jira Life possible.
Hello, Bob.
Hello, Rodney.
We seem to be missing someone.
Hey, I'm here.
You know what happened?
Yeah, well, Rob's
He was
here.
like-
You have
no.
the bases. That's all you need.
Yeah, you do have the bases. And I mean, let's be honest. Alex was like, Brittany is so right about Trello being better than Jira. I just can't come on and face that anymore.
I remember him
can't.
saying that.
Exactly, right? And so, yeah, folks, you heard it here first. Alex can't make it today because he's busy playing in Trello right now because he just can't stand to make it here and try to advocate why you should use Jira instead of Trello. He can't do it anymore.
Those words never exit my mouth.
Which words, Alex? Could you remind us?
I can't. Those letters are eliminated from our dictionary in this house. An alphabet.
Wait, which letters?
The ones that are in the screen from right here.
Oh, all of those letters? You
All of
can't,
those letters.
hang on. You cannot use TRELOISB.
Try to spell my name
That's
without
a
them
lot of
now.
letters.
You're messing with my name now.
Yeah, exactly.
There's also KYTH.
Yeah, you can't say anybody's names. I think we should try to go the whole show without using any words in the phrase Trello is better than Jira, or no letters. I think that would be a really tough episode.
Well, it's going to be really tough because obviously we have Brittany, which means we are not the Jira Life this week. We are the other
The
thing life that
Trello
I'm not allowed to
Life.
say.
Hey, I'm here too, guys.
Yes.
So Confluence.
Rob, how did you get mixed up into all this?
So
Rob is the genesis of this.
Yeah, but why?
So yeah, that's actually true. When I first became a champion at we were called creators back then, I was like, oh, Brittany, we should collaborate on a Udemy course. And that was almost 2 years ago.
So there's still hope for me then.
There is. No, Bob, you're wrong. It's not my course. It's definitely our course, and Brittany's the star.
Hey, listen, I can say for sure it is Rob, I was initially thinking it was going to be more like 50-50. No, it was like 90-10. Rob did the work and I made a few videos and like he touched it up. Like I brought some like Trello expertise, but like he took it to like, here's why you need to know this. Here's why this matters. Queuing this up. Awesome video editing. Like he's done the whole Udemy thing before. Like, yeah, I mean, in the very best way possible. I was along for the ride and just thankful to be part of the ride. I think Rob's been asking me for a while to make a course and I was like baking it in my head to be this like super intimidating thing that I was just like, this is going to take forever. This is going to be a whole thing. I need to dedicate this bandwidth. And finally, the lucky words he said was, I'm just going to do it without you. And that initiated the FOMO inside of me. And I was like, you know what? You've actually caught me at a good time because I'm done with one phase of my move and I'm in between my other phase. So you know what? Let's do it. And we did it.
Now, are we allowed to talk about the elephant in the room, or is that not allowed?
That's not an elephant.
Which one?
That's a
The one you
snaxolotl.
left me on a cliffhanger. Is that a duck? Oh, that is an elephant.
No, that's an axolotl eating a taco. It's a snaxolotl.
Obviously.
Y'all left me on a cliffhanger because we all know that this subpar tool is not for project management. But
And that is Atlassian's official stance. So you are welcome. That is Atlassian's stance. They would like you to know. And fantastic. That is, if Jira works great for you and you want to do that, that is fantastic. You keep on trucking.
I'm hitting a nerve over here with Brittany.
Atlassian may say that, but I know I have used Trello on plenty of projects. So
that were
I'm
managed?
having a hard time reconciling.
Were those projects managed, Ronnie?
Yes,
what
yes,
does
they were.
managed even mean? What does managed even mean?
Wait, but for real, so the title of your course and the title of this video has the words that Big Blue doesn't want us to have. So what happened there then?
Well, we made it before Big Blue asked us not to say that. So
This is true.
And they didn't officially ask us not to say that, but they if anybody is curious, that is
From Big
technically
Blue?
Atlassian's official stance, is that Trello is becoming an AI powered to-do list and not a project management tool. And we could talk about that sort of direction and whatnot, but the way I kind of see it is like they're also not planning to like deprecate any current features in Trello, so it's not like we're at risk of losing where it is now. And so yeah, Rob and I kind of reflected on it after the course, is that everything we said in the course still makes sense. All of the features we talk about are still, very much there. And we stand by the use cases that, we mentioned, and totally understand. Maybe we don't hit on this in our course enough, but we also both are very aligned in understanding that Trello isn't going to cover every single project management use case people have. And in some cases, Jira may be the right answer. And we're so happy for them and for that. But we also think that in some cases, it's a lot more than some people need. And if you want to have, I have a whole video and whole like sort of framework of choosing between Trello and Jira. And it's not are you managing a project, yes or no? It's kind of thinking through different things of like the level of control you want to have, the types of integrations you want to have, like, the openness with it. And so all of it is to say, I mean, Rob, you can chime in too, but after we kind of have that conversation.
I don't know. I want to get in front of Brittany right now. She's on a roll.
I'll add this much. The stance that Atlassian has taken about Trello is kind of blows my mind, because since the beginning, what I've always learned and thought about Atlassian tools are they are whatever you need them to be. They are flexible enough to be what you need.
Yep.
So if you need Trello to be a project management tool, it's a project management tool. So for now them to say, no, it's not, is such a limit to imagination that it just flies in the face of everything they've been for the past 20 years.
Yeah.
Well, and that comment about it, it can be what you need. We all have tools we use in ways that aren't prescribed on the box, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure we all have
100%.
examples of this. Yeah, and the fact
in
that
Jira and everything else, yeah.
It doesn't even, a pen you can use for different things, a hammer you can use for other things. So it's how we choose to use a tool and what we're comfortable with. Now, I know Alex doesn't like team managed projects, which they have a place, not in Alex's mind, and that is fine. In the same way, Jira projects have a place.
All I can tell you that I'm going to go revert back to my original statement the last time the lovely Brittany was here, and that is Trello shouldn't exist. We have team managed business projects inside of Jira that do the work of Trello.
Well, don't you worry, because the way things are going, Trello won't even come into your vocabulary. You won't have to worry about that ever again.
So what happens wait, hold up. But what happens to Brittany then?
Yeah, Brittany's trying to figure out how she fits into the new narrative of Trello, but I can tell you, I don't think there's a lot of consulting and content I need to make about starring an email in Gmail or emoji reacting to something in Slack and saving it to an inbox. I don't know that I have tons of content to make around that. So it'll depend. Brittany will evolve and see where Trello goes. And Brittany's going to remain loyal to Trello is the tool that I use to solve problems. But at the end of the day, I'm here to help people solve productivity struggles with the right tool.
Should we start a GoFundMe so that Brittany can buy back Trello?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they would sell it for. I wish they would just let Trello go and make it open source. Like I think they should make an AI powered to-do list like they want. I don't know that it's Trello though. I think it could be interesting if they just like said, we're not going to keep building on it, but we're going to open source it. I think that could be a pretty interesting direction. I don't think I could afford to buy that though.
There was calls for them to open source the Jira server when they into life that. They did not, notably, but there were definitely calls for that to happen.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would like that. Yeah.
I would like that. I always thought Scott retired from Atlassian to go make an on-premise version of Jira.
Maybe he still is. Maybe he's just still in stealth.
I don't know. I just think like we're gonna get numb to all the annual price increases, and just we're renting everything now. It's just super annoying.
Oh, even the books you get on your Kindle are licensed only to use. I mean, that's been true for years. So we're just catching up in terms of
but it's just everything. But it's like a combination of everything's piling up.
Wasn't it which car company? BMW had a subscription for like its AC, air conditioning or something. I saw.
Yeah,
Toyota too.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Toyota.
Yeah.
I think Toyota is the one that made the famous case study. That was like kind of a. I don't want to. What's the word?
You know, this is all Tesla's fault though, because like you can subscribe to everything from your Tesla's dashboard.
I mean, yes, but let's not pretend that this whole subscription model has been like crack cocaine to capitalism for a good 10, 15 years now.
I mean, but it was supposed to be cheaper, and now it's not.
That's the thing. They make it cheaper, so until they have a monopoly, and then they can make it expensive if they want. Because what are you going to do then? It's a monopoly.
Tis. So, Brittany, I did want to ask you then. So that I think you, myself, and a couple of other people that I'm aware of, we're gonna have to like start like the Atlassian Misfits or something.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely like I'm not. I made a video about it pretty recently. I'm not planning to like leave Trello or anything anytime soon. But I mean, yeah, I'd be kind of naive to think that like if they're not serious about this product direction, how do I fit into it, and what does it look like, and what can I say to people and encourage people with? And we were just talking about before the call, like there's just a lot of different little bits in Atlassian right now that I'm still a champion, both in the literal and metaphorical sense of the word. But I don't know. There's been some stuff lately that I feel more misfitty than I usually do. I'll say that.
Well, after October 24th this year, I might be one of the biggest Atlassian Misfits.
Why
Wait,
is that,
what's
Alex?
the 24th?
The 3-day conference we're doing.
Oh, right. Yeah. I know. Hey, I don't know. What do you mean? I saw you're already up. Are you over 150 yet?
Not yet.
If you're not,
no.
we need 9 people on this call. How many? Last I saw you were at 141. If we get
We're at
9 more people
141.
to sign up for the Builders Summit.
Isn't that also when we're
on
gonna have to
this
start
call.
calling them Jira Spaces though? Like around that time?
Yeah,
that's
I'm
gonna
doing a
change
bunch of
everything
training.
for me.
I'm doing a bunch of training right now, and I'm like, should I just start calling them spaces? Because like I'm just gonna have to redo it like 60 days.
What's a good portmanteau of project and space? Sprojects?
Projects.
It's projects.
Pace. Just pace.
Space. Pace.
Pace.
Spacers.
They're paces. I like that.
Spagics?
You've got
Spagics.
paces for your work issue items.
Sean says it's
Right?
work.
Speaking of which, Rob, I do have to call you out for this morning's training.
Mhm.
You said a particular bad word on your streams.
Oh,
and
no.
you
I
did
did,
not
yeah.
do anything
Trello?
about it.
Did you say Trello?
No, you did not.
No, the other bad word.
No, I'll use words that are actually discontinued. Issue
Did you say-
instead of work item.
Like
Hit
Trello.
that? You said issue?
Oh yes.
Oh my
Mhm.
god.
Woo! Yeah,
That smells my
I wasn't
hotkey.
there, but I heard the thunder fall and lightning strike out of the sky from all the way over here in Virginia.
I was there, and I didn't say anything about the time because I knew
You did. Someone called it out in chat.
someone called it on chat, but I'm like, I'll get to talk to him directly about this later.
Yeah, fair. My friend Kyther in the chat saying, bring back the counter. So for folks who haven't seen me live, I have a counter that pops up the word issue on screen every time I say it and increments itself.
Yeah.
I think I was at 12 last time. I've gotten better, but it still slips out, especially when I'm staring at a screen in Jira that says the word.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Atlassian has to fix that like quickly.
Where is that on the priority though, right? Like,
Why would they change the language in only half the spaces, areas, locations, parts of the UI?
UI? I don't know. I'd like to think it's as easy as a command find, but
I was working on with somebody on an automation rule today, and I'm like, dude, trigger issues. And I'm like, this shouldn't work anymore. But it still does.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't work. This shouldn't be a thing, but alas, it is. And this is why I have no fear of Trello really going away anytime soon.
Sometimes
Change
you
is
just
blood
need
hard.
something simple to manage a project. And even team managed projects, which I know Alex has his own beef about, sometimes they're
You have the
overkill.
same beef I have, so what are you complaining about?
Yeah, but it's more fun when I get to egg you about it.
Right, yeah. So I'm the bad guy here.
Yep,
You're a little more passionate about it, I think.
you
Rodney's
are.
just a little more open-minded.
But even then, sometimes even with what they're overkill for like moving a house.
Yeah.
I would never manage a move in Jira. but I've done it several times now in Trello.
Yeah.
Someone in chat mentioned not putting their grocery list in Jira. Like,
yeah, meal planning. That's what I was going to say. Like, would you manage your meal plan in Jira? I mean, maybe you would, because as Rob mentioned, there are people like, there are definitely things that would work better in a spreadsheet that I just use Trello because I'm more familiar with Trello. But like, you know what I mean? So yes, there are people who probably would manage their meals in Jira. Alex probably eats directly out of Jira. Like I think he can't do something unless there's like a work item that says to do the thing. So I mean,
what are you talking about? I'm almost as bad as Cookie. Like I don't use Jira. That's my secret. that's my Bruce Banner secret.
It came out.
It came, yeah, I was gonna say, and all this time you've been using Trello this whole time.
But we should have seen this coming. I mean, I'll take my heat for it too. But again, when we started this podcast, we were using Excel, and it was Alex's idea.
Okay, first of all, it's Google Sheets, and yes, it was my idea. And I come from a military background where we did everything in Excel. So
sometimes, and that's what I'm saying. Sometimes that works. Like
Sheets was a big jump then. I'm proud of you, Alex.
It was. I went digital.
Yeah. I went
cloud.
digital.
I have to remember. I'm never gonna forget my days of like emailing Excel files and Word documents to each other. It's like final version, final version for real this time version.
Oh, I heard a story somewhere like PhD candidates are taking off their professors because they don't have good folder structures and file names on their computers. They just chuck everything on the desktop because they're used to the advanced search of modern computers. Whereas anyone over 25 didn't grow up with that. And you had to have a very clear structure.
My desktop is just like if something just threw up on the desktop.
Mm-hmm.
To throw up a screenshot.
Yeah, something just exploded. The mom desktop from Liz Tanner in chat.
Mm-hmm.
It is an interesting, I guess, perspective to look at. Like my kid, and when they have to enter the workforce and like how they'll organize themselves. Like
they'll be using Trello, Alex, because it's a personal productivity app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We don't have Trello in our house. If you can't use Trello for project management, you have to use Jira. Then you can't use Jira for personal productivity. You can only use it for team, corporate, big people productivity projects.
I think the future is going to be a voice-based productivity, like task tracker.
We had Siri. What does that do?
It pains
Alex.
me. I think you're right, and I'm going to be so sad. I think he's right, Rodney, but I'm so sad with him. Somebody the other day was trying to like pitch me on like admittedly, I think it's a cool idea for everybody but me, but basically like being able to say, update your Trello boards by voice. And I'm like, I love that for everyone who's not me. I would so much rather open an app and do a thing like voice notes. I love hearing my friends' voices, but I feel like it's so hard for me to like make time to listen to a voice note. And I feel so awkward just talking to my phone around other people. So like, I think maybe you're right, Alex. And I'm so sad because I'm going to get so left behind in that world.
I imagine this more like Jarvis, right? Like you're not going to be talking to yourself, but you're talking to your AI, and
somehow feels even worse, Alex.
Because Jarvis got corrupted into Ultron. We all know this. We've seen this movie.
Then her? Should we go with her?
What was
in love with her?
What was it? The rabbit pin your mobile AI tool that launched 2 years ago and immediately crashed and burned.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's where it's going now. It's like the Star Trek communicator, like talking to the computer wherever you are. Or just something you jam in your brain and that handles it all.
All I can tell you is that my kid will he's talking to Alexa all day long.
Are you sure it's the computer?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have.
Yeah. Have we checked?
I think if I had to choose between a brain chip and just talking to computer, I would settle for talking with the computer because I don't like that kind of interface. But brain chips scare me a whole lot more.
Mm-hmm.
See, I think I'd go brain chip actually because I don't know. Well, it would be scary because I can't imagine the 429s I'd get with it trying to keep up with my brain and how many thoughts I have at any given moment. Like it would just be constantly throttled. And so that maybe wouldn't work, but I like that idea. I don't know. I don't get me wrong. I like Siri for certain things, but for the most part, it's just, I'd rather type it than listen to it or talk it. And I don't know. I know that's abnormal, but yeah, I don't know. I'm seeing brain implant.
If you want
I've been
brain
reading
chip, though, what
speculative
flavor?
sci-fi for like 20 years on the subject of brain chips, and I love the concept until the first 0 day.
There was a what was it? There's plenty of sci-fi dark mirror Twilight Zone episodes where something happens with the brain chips and everyone goes collectively insane.
Yeah. And let's face it, we're not good at building software. And this would have to be like the ultimate software.
Look at driving car. Like, people are nervous enough about self-driving cars and how are those programmed. Forget a thing to jam into my brain.
I remember
that's fair.
sitting down. I was talking with the test pilot one time, and he used to fly our aircraft. And I'm like, "What kind of life insurance you got?" He's like, "Pretty good one, right?" I'm like, "I wrote that code. I wouldn't get on that plane."
I mean, it's like when I got my heart implant, my defibrillator. I was up for like a week solid before the surgery going, I know how software development works. Do I really want to implant some code in my chest? And I'm not even joking. Within a year, there was a major bug that I got a notification about. They had to go in and reprogram.
Do you have a port somewhere you can go get a firmware upgrade in your body?
Nope. Radio.
Yeah.
Radio. Okay.
Well, I mean, these
are you had a port somewhere back there.
Yeah. These are two like completely different things. A brain chip in my mind is like a very optional, right? If I have a choice between talking to Jarvis or jamming him into my head, that's one thing. If it's hey, my heart needs to keep beating so I can live,
that's why Cortana's the best option, right? You put it in your helmet, and she's in your helmet.
Yeah. See, I like that. Then it's like here, but not here,
not
in me. But yeah, I don't know.
Around.
This is not the direction I thought we were going to go, but I'm enjoying this. This is.
You're enjoying this? You guys hear about Optimus? So allegedly, the Optimus robot that Tesla's making, like the butthole is where they plug it in, but nobody has confirmed it. It's got to charge somewhere, but I heard it's through down there.
I would have assumed like contactless charging through its feet or something. It just stands on a charging plate.
No, buddy, it's Elon. Like I can speak to my Tesla and go open butthole, and the charging port opens. It would be a voice command.
Via voice command. What if you could do that inside your brain? What if you could think about a butthole and charge your Tesla?
That's not where I thought you were.
I can't even see Bob. Is he back here shaking his head at like how far off the rails we've gotten here?
Up on this conversation.
I think he walked off.
Yeah, Bob's like, I didn't have a counter for how many times butthole.
Bob's like, this is why I don't want people to know. And Bob was like, this is why I don't want people to know I'm associated to the Jira Life, because I'm just gonna get fired.
And I was never given an agenda, so I just showed up.
See that? Yeah, this is what happens. To be fair, I've been given an agenda before, and we don't always stick with it.
Yeah,
because with yours, it's easy, right? Hate on Trello as much as possible. Check.
But seriously,
we have news to talk about, though, right? Like, we actually have real news.
Yeah, we do have real news to talk about.
There's a new Trello course live. Brittany and I published it. Thank you.
Yep.
Yes, that is the news.
On here.
And we have a coupon.
We do have a coupon code. I'll drop a link in the YouTube chat for folks or the chat to see, but special price. It's like 2.5 hours long, and it covers basics on Trello because I was a dummy, and that's one reason I absolutely loved working with Brittany. I threatened to do this by myself, and she said, no, I'll help you out. And I was like, thank God, because this would have taken me a lot longer to figure out. The coupon code, if you find this course on Udemy, is just TJL, the Jira Life 2025. So hop over to Udemy, type in my last name, Hean or Brittany Joyner, and you'll get a great deal. TJL 2025.
You guys are so generous to put our name in there.
Yep.
I got to know where these people are finding the course, right?
That's the real cause.
Next up, Atlassian did some things too.
They renamed issues to work items. Oh, that topic. Sorry. They did go shopping.
They went
as one does.
What do you guys think about? First of all, interesting name. This feels very company. Elon Musk to me. Like if I make I'm gonna just make like the project management company. The productivity company.
You can't. That's Jira. That's Jira and only Jira. You can't use Trello. You can't use any other. It's literally only Jira for project management. Have you not been listening to a single thing?
Yeah. So those of us listening in who can't see the screen, we're looking at a press release with Atlassian plus the Browser Company of New York welcoming the browser company to Atlassian.
But before we get too far, my first thing that I read it was the Bowser company. And I was like, holy moly, Atlassian bought Nintendo.
I had the same question. Also, the CEO of Nintendo America's last name is Bowser.
Yeah, that was so apropos.
Yeah. Cool. But if you look up the font of this thing, it looks like the New York Times or some prestigious publication. And that confused me too, because I saw the press release and it's this very nice cursive and font. And it took me a minute to realize, no, they make web browsers. Like, I didn't make that connection for a while.
So anyway, they bought the browser company of New York. Also, why does the state get like a whole, like, does this thing not work outside of New York?
I think it's a differentiator. Yeah, there's a browser company of Connecticut, maybe. They want to make sure they know they're different.
Like, imagine if Atlassian want to put like the Atlassian company of Australia. Sydney. Anyways, they bought a browser ish. What do y'all think about this? Is this good? This bad? Where do you think Atlassian's going to go with this?
I'm thinking there's definitely some interesting conversations going on in the boardroom. This looks an awful lot to me like some vertical integration where they want to control as much as they can of your experience from your desktop through the end product.
Well, I mean, the only thing that they need to buy now is an OS, right?
Or make. Let's face it, we're going to buy.
Let me tell you, as one who full-time, when I'm not doing Trello stuff, as one who works on a browser extension, a browser is kind of an OS. Like, it is wild how much you can do inside of a web application, like via a browser. So, I mean,
Google has a whole
it basically
unit,
is an OS.
I was going to say, look at Chrome. The
Chrome.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And here's an interesting thought. Do we need operating systems as we understand them?
No, not with Chrome OS. The only thing is your instruction set architecture, right? That you're limited because most apps run on x86 or Unix.
What about this though? Sorry, I'm pointing at the press release. What about something like this, where the company, to Rodney's point, is vertically integrated on the architecture side?
I maybe from a productivity perspective, but long term, like, I don't think it's ready, because even Apple's transition from Intel to Silicon Macs, right? Like, it was a bumpy, like 2-3 years before people started supporting ARM architecture. So to support an entire new architecture, it's tough.
And this is after they made their original jump from their own architecture to x86 years before.
Yeah.
But looking at that as an example, the benchmarking on an ARM, an ARM is substantially better than the Intel Silicon, right?
No, definitely. But I'm just saying the developers, Atlassian would be, if Atlassian were to go down this route, you are nothing without apps, right? So somebody like Brittany would have to build for your platform.
Maybe, but like, look at it like the original Windows machines, right? There weren't many developers for it, but companies bought them to use the tool. I could see a company, say, buying an Atlassian book, for lack of a name, and you're just issuing an Atlassian book.
Trademark.
Yeah.
Atlassian book.
Quick, someone get an.
We have now seen the preview of Team 2030.
And when Atlassian's lawyers come at us, because we predicted it first.
No embargo here. We were pre-embargo.
Yep.
We should be charging Atlassian for embargoes.
Hang on, we can register at Atlassianbook.com.
The Atlas book. No, they'll just call it the Atlas book or something.
I like that branding. The Atlas book.
So when they make the Atlas book,
I think it should be the Ops Genie book. Hang on. Why are we not calling it the Ops Genie book?
I mean, the Ops Genie is the trademark they own that is now available. So.
Oh, the Bitbucket book. It's like BBB.
That's already something, though. It's a better business deal, right?
Yeah, but it's rebranding now. What if it's the BBB of the United States? Or of Australia. In this case. Yeah.
And the other Commonwealth.
Yeah, the other one.
So anyway, this is an interesting thing, right? So then this would then really put Atlassian into a position to like knock out any and all of its competitors. Because
I had the same thought as Rodney earlier, the vertical integration of it. Sorry to jump on you there, Ox.
Well, here's why, right? So one of the biggest things that Facebook hates, I don't know if you guys have heard Zuckerberg talk about this, but here's a huge problem. Overnight, one day, like a year or two ago, Apple decided to just cut Facebook's share by not market share, their net worth by 50% or something like that, because they made their OS to not track you anymore. Right. So overnight, Facebook pixels died. Right. Yeah. And so Facebook's business completely got killed. So this is why Facebook invests so heavily in Oculus and in virtual reality, because they want to own the platform in which the apps get built on. So is this Atlassian's move to own a platform in which productivity apps get built on? Because then you can control. Monday, you don't get to play with us Monday. Or
that's exactly what I'm thinking, though. That's what me and Rob mean by vertical integration, is controlling the platform. So they could dictate how, when, where, who.
This is different, though. As I understand it, the Facebook tracking pixel was blocking the generic technology of a tracking pixel, and that happened to destroy Facebook because Facebook relied so heavily on it. Monday.com is just a web app.
It's a web app that runs on a browser, but when Atlassian built the biggest browser...
Well, they won't. They just bought one.
But they're going to build it, right? They're going to scale this thing to take over Chrome or something. Then what do you do if your browser can't run, or your app can't run on that browser?
That's an interesting thing.
That's, I think, one that's like 40 years in the future, but two, we would see something similar to what we just saw with Chrome being considered anti-competitive, and it would end up going, somewhere in courts, and then we would break Monday.com or whoever back in.
Yeah, but
I think that's a bit of a stretch. Like I could see what you're saying, and it's not a terrible move on the one hand, but also, I think that's exactly why it wouldn't happen, is because it would end up being too monopolistic.
But that doesn't mean they wouldn't try. Every company has tried, and then they let the courts decide. Didn't stop Google from trying to build the biggest search engine.
No, I mean,
but they also
it's true.
Almost split up Google at the end of it, though.
Yeah.
But they might not. I mean, what path is Atlassian on if not to become the ultimate biggest productivity company, anyways?
Well, I think this
shows
aside. That's for personal productivity. That's a huge part of it, right?
Yeah.
Teams are made up of people. I was talking to my partner about this earlier, though. Imagine you log into your, the browser is Dia. You log into that and it's just got queued up all your work items for the day. Or it's queued up the Confluence pages you have to review, or your Trello bot is right at the top guiding you through your workday.
I guess I don't understand why they need a specific browser to do that, because they could also just make a Chrome extension that does that, though.
Because then they're beholden on Chrome.
Yeah, they're still beholden to Google at that point.
Yeah.
And not everyone's
Chrome. Nativeness, too.
Let's not forget, I mean, this isn't as big a problem nowadays as it's been in the past, but there has been updates to Chrome or Firefox in the past that have completely broken access to Jira.
Yeah. And that's the one thing that Jira is really missing, is a really good Chrome extension. There used to be one for work management, but that went away.
Ooh. Hey, say those words a little louder, and I can work on that at Pixie Bricks. That's what we do. We make good Chrome extensions. So if somebody's you're like, hey, I need something to automate in Jira, you let me know, and I might be able to get you something.
Call Britt up. She will hook you up.
Yeah. Ooh, actually, can I give a quick Pixie Bricks plug? We are actually
Brittany, you're a favorite.
Can I? Okay. Yeah. So Pixie Bricks did. Yeah, Rob's like, what am I doing here? Plug, and then we'll come back to how this.
Rob is here too. Sorry.
Oh my gosh, Alex is fired. So Pixie Bricks, we're a low-code browser extension, a low-code tool for building browser extensions. And I actually got into it because I started building stuff for Trello. And so a sidebar to surface my Trello cards, or be able to quickly send a page to Trello from anywhere. So that's kind of what we are as a platform, but we're expanding to kind of test out a different sort of direction where we're trying to be a product using that platform, which is a technical support co-pilot. So if anybody listening to the show right now does technical support, i.e. you get tickets that you have to go open Datadog or Mixpanel and Jira and have 10 different tabs open to try to troubleshoot what's going on with this user and figure out if it's a bug or what's going on, reach out to me, because I would love to get your feedback on a thing we're building. I'll look in the comments, but also how to. I think most people watching know how to reach me. I'll flash up my You can find me on LinkedIn, but yeah, definitely reach out to me because we're doing an early access program, and basically I can get time to help build you things to support your workflow along this.
Just don't pull a what's your partner's name? V, right?
Yes. What about V? What's wrong with her?
Don't pull a V on the camera. Never mind. I'm trying to do a dumb joke based on your last episode of your partner walking through the camera.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Oh, yes. Walking. Oh, yes. Well, yeah. You'll have to listen to the podcast. Yeah. We also started the podcast.
To get that inside joke, yeah, you got to go watch the podcast.
Yeah. Sorry. Well, that took me a second. Well, I was like, these people aren't listening to Zoom and Zoomies, but you should. I did start a podcast about life in a camper on the road. So, yeah, I'll try to find a link to that and share that as well, so you all can do all of this.
That should be a clip on its own, though. I thought that was kind of funny.
We also forgot something, Brittany.
That Rob's still here.
I am still here.
No, we remembered that Rob is still here, and that we have a course about project management on Trello, and it's still. Oh no, that's what we forgot. Yeah, we did. Look what we got here.
Did you guys 3D print those out?
We have Trello tiaras.
Amanda did. Yeah, Amanda Barber loves us.
So 2 of these exist in reality. So I'd say you could get one yourself. Yeah. But Amanda Barber, one of the other community champions, was nice enough to make us little tiaras.
So this was in addition to all the Mickey Mouse ears that she made.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. In addition to these wonderful items.
Yes.
Well, come on over to the Atlassian Builder Summer where we're going to steal Rob's away and give it out to a lucky attendee. Also, Rob's going to be one of our speakers, and so is Rodney.
I am.
We're not Brittany because apparently she's going to be in Niagara Falls.
Yeah, I'm going to be driving this thing around, and I'm supposedly attempting a half marathon. We'll see if that happens or not.
Hey,
but either way, I will be up there.
And wait, hold up. Before we leave that, because we all kind of had positive reception, anybody think that this is a bad idea?
No, I don't. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, just to clarify for the folks listening, this is the browser company acquisition or merger or whatever it's called. Sorry, Rodney.
Now, I'm thinking with the browser browser company, Atlassian has both a long-term vision for what they want this thing to be, but they also have a short-term idea, something they want to do with it now that integrates immediately into their tools.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be very interesting, Team 26.
So I've talked to 2 people about this today, and both of them had negative receptions about this. And one reception was like, well, this is Atlassian just trying to fold in more AI into their portfolio, because clearly their AI is not working well, and hopefully maybe you can acquire some good AI. Sorry, Robo, but you ain't working yet. And 2, a big influencer that I watch, he's got 300,000 subs on Instagram. His only comment was absolutely terrifying.
And it was?
I don't know. He didn't elapse, but this did get me thinking, what could be so terrifying about this?
I mean, you get access to the browser. You pretty much have access to the whole enchilada as far as privacy goes.
We're making assumptions.
But that's such an interesting theory too, then, right? Because when you're in Jira, you're doing work stuff. When you're in your browser, you're not necessarily always only doing work stuff. And
maybe they're trying to figure out some way to quantify how much work stuff you're doing.
Or lack of.
I could see that going there. However, that technology already exists in other places. So if the company I'm working at is going to choose to keystroke log me or force me to have a camera watching me the whole time, they're going to do that anyway, regardless of the browser.
Sean thinks I'm worried about naughty sites.
Well, are you?
But this reminds me of a story. I had a coworker one time. She jumped into a meeting, and some guy had a tab that was on Pornhub playing, and he just switched tabs. And I'm like, why in the world would you jump into a work meeting and just switch tabs and then not close the tab and leave it running and then share your screen? No less.
I don't know. There's a meta question there, right? It's like, we know people are not using their work computers solely for work, as Alex's story just indicates.
Yeah, but in the eyes of the IRS, you sure are.
Yeah, but then how much does it matter if we're tracking it? Like for the companies that do obsessively track down to the minute that you're using Jira or writing code, Do people want to work there? Are they successful companies? Does society think that is a good
But
thing?
But does this open that up for that? Like right now, it's I don't know. I think it's a little harder, but this makes it easier.
Yeah. Again, I'm not saying the technology doesn't exist. I'm just saying, will we end up, I'll say, in that dystopian era? On the follow-up, is there a legitimate use or benefit to tracking that kind of stuff?
From the companies that have done it, from case studies I've seen, they actually ended up having lower productivity because of the morale hit that it took.
Yeah, but unfortunately, they don't realize that until months later, and they're almost bankrupt.
Too late, yeah.
I mean, and that will happen to some companies. Even we're seeing this with like return to office, as the workforce is shifting.
I was just about to say the RTO mandates at the same point. Yeah.
Brittany, do they ever made you RTO? Like you just got to pull up in your like camper and just go, I'm here.
Right? Be like, here I am. Here I am. I'm right here. Get me a parking spot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Given Atlassian's focus on the work where you're productive and trying to help teams work better together, at least what they're publishing in terms of research and in terms of all that stuff, I would doubt it that they would force it. Could I see companies misusing it? Sure. Or using it to enforce, Alex, you spent 15 minutes not looking at your Jira tickets today, or your Trello productivity tasks.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I would like to see. I would like to tap in and see what makes this terrifying. I'm personally not terrified of it, but I'd be very curious what makes this terrifying.
Yeah.
All right. Next announcement.
Yep. They've been apparently we're on a buying spree today.
I know why. Hey, Mike, TJL's for sale. You guys are interested?
Mike, we have a price.
Yeah, we have a price. Have your people talk to our people. Bring a couple commas.
I'm just going to say Alex is only 1/3 of the owners, and he still has yet to get permission from the other two.
I'm just saying, they do. Please, like the other two wouldn't say. Mike comes with a blank check and goes, "What do you guys want, mate?" And you're like, "Okay, take my money."
Hey, Trello.substack.com is available and thriving too while we're buying things. Just saying.
Hean Tech is available.
Is all yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we could even come together and maybe offer some. I don't know. Maybe we could bundling. Isn't that the way tech companies do it? We'll even bundle for $9.99 a month, maybe a little more. You too can get access to TJL, Trello, Substack, and Hean Tech. Not $9.99. We got a higher price, but we will. You know what? We'll even give. We won't even charge by seat. We'll just give you one monthly price.
All right. So what is Cycle, Rodney? Help us out here.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Jens was very excited about this.
Well, Alex, go ahead, because honestly, I don't know either.
Well, first, one thing that caught my eye. Who wrote this article? Because that was the first thing that caught my eye. Was Mike was all in on this browser company one, but this got announced by other Atlassians, so mainly the product management ones. So I thought that was interesting. Like Mike bought two things, and only one of them has his face on it.
Well, I guess what does that suggest about the scope of the purchase then?
Yeah.
Or the potential future scope of the purchase?
He's very excited about one. I would say he's as excited about the browser company as he is about his Atlassian car. Because he was very excited about that F1 car. The second one, though, so I didn't really look into Cycle all that much, other than the fact that this is for product management and helping out in that world. That's what I think I heard. Customer feedback. There you go. Bob with the assist, the guy that can access Google while we're
AI-enabled customer feedback. Oh, wait, so this is JPD.
It's an improvement to JPD, yeah.
Yeah.
So Rovo for JPD.
So Rovo for JPD. I don't know. I think Atlassian's still kind of floundering in the JPD space. I think
JPD is a great concept on paper. I'm still not entirely convinced it's executed to its full.
I'll tell you this much. I'll be this bold. I would prefer Trello over JPD any day still.
Wow, write that down. Write that down.
So Bob, September 4th, 2025, 2:45 Pacific.
Yeah, write that down. Interesting. Didn't you hear the rumors? You can't actually use Jira proper for product discovery. You have to use JPD. You cannot use other tools for other things. You can only use JPD for product discovery.
Wow, is that recent, Brittany?
Well, so JPD is such an interesting tool.
Yes.
I want to like JPD. I think it's a tool that I want to enjoy.
Yeah.
And I think it has merit, but there's some drawbacks, right? One, it's a team managed only project. And you can see that the moment you try to do, like, I'm in a lot of calls with people where we're doing awesome things in Jira, and they're like, I want to do this thing with JPD as well. And we're like, sorry, you can't. Great example today was notifying people. Because it's a team managed project, you're limited to who you're allowed to notify on stuff, right? The team managed project.
Wait, hang on, Alex. You have no issues notifying people. Need I remind you about the time you sent an email to every person who ever existed on the planet?
I have zero problems notifying people. JPD does.
JPD, got it. You're right.
JPD limits my ability to be able to notify 300,000 people.
Yeah, see, not Betty though. They need to take a note out of that book.
Very advanced technology there.
Dude, the only reason that happened with Bevy is because I have all my Bevy emails straight to my trash. And so I just never saw any of them. Had I seen them, I would have stopped 100,000 in.
Well, after 100,000. That's the limit.
I was just gonna say that is the quote of the day. Not that he's gonna use Trello over JPD, but that he would have stopped after 100,000 emails.
Look at this. Somebody else got spammed by Hean Tech just the other day.
Hey, shout out.
I don't know why I get all the hate. Like, if you go to the ace.community.com/live learning or whatever our website is, like, it's either Rob or me or Brian.
It's interesting because it's clear that Bevy isn't like, there's no way when we create those to suppress anything. It's not like we can bundle. I can't do a series of trainings and say only send one big email to folks. So if I want to do a series of 8 trainings, I've got to send 8 emails.
Look at that. You don't even see my face anymore. Foreshadows.
Dun, dun, dun. I see your faces right under mine.
One, yeah, but there's one of me for like every 10 of you. I'm just foreshadowing. Anyways, so JPD is kind of still very limiting. I'm not too happy with it. But the biggest and the reason why I would never recommend it to somebody, and I still recommend that you use initiatives inside of Jira or a theme or do some hierarchical thing inside of Jira, is because of just what I just described, right? The idea can have delivery stories or delivery epics or delivery whatever you want below it, but there is no true hierarchy. And everybody wants to visualize for this idea, what's my progress? And while you can see it in JPD, you can't pull it into your plan. You can pull in your JPD idea into your plan, but you can't do anything with it in your plan. Like, they're just not tied together. And so I think Into Atlassian fixes that kind of integration. Like, it's a tough sell for me.
Well, when I hear stuff like that, like, I always consider a company like Atlassian is full of a lot of smart people, a lot of money. They do things for a reason. Is that why is that behavior there? Was there a decision that was made for a good reason that has changed? Is it a weird byproduct? Have they just not fixed it?
I don't know. Atlassian never shares with us their
internal logic ever.
This is why the Jira Life exists, to critique it.
Liz has a question in the chat. Is that what Cycle is solving?
I don't think it is, though. I think it's just for both bringing in and contextualizing customer feedback on proposed ideas.
Which I normally use Jira Service Management for.
Yeah.
Now, I think this is pretty important, though, because one of the teams that I used to work with a couple years ago, I was trying to get them off AHA and into JPD when JPD was an infant, a baby, only a few months old. And
There's your first mistake.
I know, right? Well, but the biggest thing that the team was like, we can't move off of AHA because there's no customer loop type of thing. Like the way AHA lets customers provide true feedback is just light years ahead of what JPD had. But the part that always blows my mind isn't it cheaper to just build it rather than buy it? But I don't know. Atlassian has their...
Okay. I mean, see, this is where we go back to the browser company. Like, I don't know. How is it not easy? Like, everybody knows how to make a browser. Why are we not just making our own browser? But, like, I assume you're acquiring all of the users is your goal, but...
I mean, there's also that IP. I've heard of companies like there is patents as well, right? So if Psycho has, or even the browser company has specific patents, it's cheaper to just buy the company than to license the patent.
I definitely just heard you say psycho instead of cycle.
Same thing.
Cycle.
I know.
Semantics.
Sorry, my Mexican is getting in the way here.
That is my bad hearing. It could be that. It could be the technology, like a flavor of an acqui-hire. You're not hiring for the workers necessarily. You're buying for the IP. Yeah, but that suggests that they're looking at it and they have a clear vision for how that will get them to the next step or whatever the next thing is.
Yeah. But to our customers, we got you.
Yep.
The other part that scares me though, why you buy the IP, but then you lay off the people because you don't need you don't need the whole group, right? I have the JPD team already.
I mean,
but if this isn't replacing JPD. Ooh, sorry, Rodney.
It's well, I mean, it's to your point. You're not replacing JPD entirely. You're just adding to it.
Right.
So
but you think that Atlassian didn't have a team internally already building this at one point?
So with acquisitions, there are people going to be laid off because you don't need like a redundant HR and you don't need a redundant IT department. You don't need redundant executives. So there's always layoffs when you have an acquisition like this. But the people actually building the product are probably a little more safer because they're still going to be needed to maintain the product as well as integrate it into the Atlassian toolset.
Anyways, we got Cycle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not excited about this one. I'm much more excited about the browser company.
I mean, I think Atlassian feels the same way, unfortunately.
Did they say how much they bought this?
It's not quite as sexy.
Yeah.
Brittany, it's only a matter of time before they go buy your company.
I mean, I don't know that I'm allowed to speak for that, but I wouldn't be sad. Come on, Atlassian, come on over. We'll give you a deal. You can get Hean Tech, the Jira Life, Trello.substack.com, and I mean, I guess I can't volunteer Pixie Bricks because I don't own it, but we can have discussions for sure.
Hey, you didn't throw in ATEC. I got ATEC on a whole other thing.
I mean, the Jira guy's also its own thing too.
Yeah, we got like 5 companies for 1 year.
Hey, I wasn't gonna give away the whole farm, but I mean, we can.
We've got room to bargain. We've got room to bargain.
We have room to bargain. I like that.
All right, so back to our Trello project management course.
We have one.
We sure do.
Even if Atlassian says that they recommend you use Jira, you can still use Trello. And it works for if you've ever been like, Jira's a little more overkill than I need for what I'm doing, but I just need a place to quickly throw something together, prototype, and keep track of who's doing what and when. Trello works great for that.
It is a wonderful course, and I'll drop the name again right in our chat.
Yeah, drop the name, links, codes, discounts.
We put a lot of love into the course. It's a really good combination, I think, of hands-on, like tactical, where do I click to do the things, but then also like zooming out to why should I do the things. And I think a lot of courses kind of lack that. Like,
how does it compare to your book though? Where does it fill gaps on your book? Does it augment the book? Where does this put? Where is this course on your book in the universe?
This is good if you're like, I don't know that I'm ready to read a 300-page like textbook about everything I really need to know about Trello, but I want to see, can I use Trello? Like, is it going to do what I need it to do? And or I've been thrown in with Trello. Like, this is a good like $10 experiment of like easing myself in. And then when you go through that whole course and you're like, okay, wow, this kind of gave me the meat and potatoes of what I'm looking at. My book will give you a deeper dive into all those things we talk about and kind of figure out how to take it to the next level. Like, especially when it comes to like automation and power-ups, we touch on it very briefly in the course just because, it's 2.5 hours of videos, right? We're trying to explain how, not just why, or not just the what. And so there's kind of, I can't show you how to set up every single rule, but my book is a little more hands-on in the practicality of like, okay, now I'm in the weeds. Like, my book's going to work for you either way, even if you're brand new to Trello, but it might feel a little overwhelming at first. This course is probably a little more palatable if you're new to Trello and you're like, okay, I'm just getting started. What are the things that I need to know about it? Or like, I kind of know where a few features are, but I'm specifically trying to use it from a project management standpoint. What are the most important features to me for that? This is a good guide for that. If you're like, I'm using Trello and I really want to take it to the next level and squeeze all the juice I can out of it, that's where you want my book. I think there's a spot for both of them. Like, there's going to be a little bit of overlap, but to me, they're kind of the course is really targeted on project management use cases specifically, and the book is just kind of a little bit more practical across the board.
The course is made on the new Trello UI, and the book is on the old UI, right?
That's yes, but not honestly. In trying to remember now, in the course, do we talk about inbox and planner? I don't even know that we talk about the new features in either of them. So like the core things we're talking about, yes, the book technically has the older UI, but all of the features I mentioned, like it might just like be the features are still there. You might just click a different place to go to it, or it might like the corners might look a little more or less rounded. Like it's not like fundamentally like completely different product.
So if I may rephrase this using Alex's favorite analogy, the course is Trello 101 and Brittany's book is Trello 401.
Yes, that's probably a good way. Yeah, that's a good way to kind of think through that.
But in either case, we're still playing in 2D Mario.
What's wrong with 2D Mario? It's a very entertaining
Mario
game.
64 came out and revolutionized 3D technology.
It revolutionized everything.
Yeah, but all the nostalgia I have for my old Game Boy, like I wish I still had that thing, you know?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I actually still have my Game Boy.
Hey.
I wasn't old enough to own a Game Boy, but I got the next one. The color. I came in the color era.
Game Boy. Gotcha. Paper Mario. Never watched that one, Liz.
I don't have any.
Paper Mario was good. I enjoy Paper Mario.
That's where you cut out paper, right? You know,
no, it's back when you had a 3D, 2D version of Mario. Liz says that I'm full of it. She's gonna pull out of my summit. She's not gonna want to come anymore.
Yeah, this is like for these reasons I'm out.
Liz says my sisters are your younger than you. Oh, you're too funny. Well, we still got 3 minutes, so give us your biggest hot take, Brittany.
Whoa, my biggest hot take. My biggest hot take. Atlassian's being kind of interesting right now. Just in general, like not necessarily about anything in specific we've chatted today, but
we had
it's an interesting time at Atlassian. Lots of people leaving voluntarily and not.
We had an episode about that.
It's definitely an interesting time to be an Atlassian creator.
Yes.
I mean, I know we're called champions now, but I'll always be a creator in my heart.
I still got the shirt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got the shirt. I thought I was wearing that today. I'm not. I don't know what shirt I think maybe it was yesterday I was wearing it and I forgot. I've slept and showered since then.
Has Atlassian jumped the shark?
What does that meme mean? I vaguely know what it means, but I don't entirely know what it means.
So in Happy Days, there was a dip in ratings, and to get people to watch again, the Fonz was going to drive a motorbike over a shark tank. And that was seen as such like, why is this happening? It means the show is like gone past.
They're doing something wild to like get attention, kind of thing.
But they're really past their prime, even with it.
Mm-hmm. Now, what you don't know is the Fonz actually fell in, and the sharks got him, and then it was a body double after that.
Spoilers.
Whoa. Whoa.
Water ski over a shark tank. Thank you, Bob. They're past their wow factor. I don't think so. I'm seeing them evaluate and try and figure out how do they adjust and adapt to changing work and expand their market. Again, spaces versus projects. Not everything in Jira is a project. How do you help people new to it understand that?
But that goes to my hot take of Confluence is going to die and it's just going to be folded into Jira.
I mean, I believe I said that last year when we were talking about just Jira, that JSM's is going to be folded in and Confluence is going to be folded in. And I remember being told that I was full of it at the time.
What we're looking at now, though, is Jira is going to get folded into Dia.
Right.
And then Dia is going to get folded into the team book that you'll have to go buy to use their products. So,
and then Trello is just going to take over it all, actually, and it's just going to come full circle. You get to view your Jira issues in Trello, which you actually can do.
What's an issue?
Yeah, what's an issue?
Yeah. It's the lore. It's the new Jira that I'm making. We have issues. I'm making a Jira competitor.
We should join forces.
Spelled with a Y instead of an I.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
No, we'll
It's
call it
actually pronounced
Jira. Like Jira.
We didn't choose the Jira Life.
Jira
The
Life.
Jira Life chose us, exactly.
The Jira show. Oh, Atlassian, we love you, but
Sometimes.
sometimes.
Yes.
All right. With that said, we are right at time. So, Ronnie, you know what time it is.
Yep. Brittany, Rob, thank you for being on. It's always a pleasure. We got to get you back on. Everyone,
Yes.
thanks for watching. And as we say here, we didn't choose the Jira Life. Jira Life chose us.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for listening to the Jira Life. Our hosts are Alex, Dr. Jira Ortiz, Rodney, the Jira Guy Nissen, and Sarah, #I believe Sarah, right. Our producers are Robert King Bob Wen and Lena Ortiz. You can catch us as we record this podcast live every Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern on YouTube at The Jira Life. Be sure to join us and the other Jiramigos of the Peanut Gallery each week to ask questions, add your comments, and tell us what you're up to. If you can't join us live, you can still catch the replay on YouTube. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell while you're watching. You can also find us as a podcast on Apple iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. If you think this podcast deserves a rating, it would be much appreciated as it will help others discover the Jira Life. Because we didn't choose the Jira Life. The Jira Life chose us. Thank you to Revise for backing us up and making the Jira Life possible.